Hi boys and girls, it's such a blessing to be together with you again. Today we're going to be drawing an emperor penguin. Emperor penguin is the tallest and heaviest of all the penguins and is endemic to Antarctica. That means that they only live in Antarctica. So we're going to be drawing one of those today, and we're going to learn a little bit more about them as we go along. Our emperor penguin, because he's so tall, I've got my paper in portrait, so it's up. I'm going to be drawing in a black marker, but you use your pencil so that you can make corrections as you go. We don't want to do any erasing until the very end, so if you make a mistake, just put the line where you would like it to be. Pretend that mistake's not there. Put the line where you would like it to be and carry on your drawing, and at the end then you can go back and erase all those mistakes that you had made. That way we're not going to erase something that actually was really quite good. Sometimes our brains get a bit confused when we're drawing. We think that something doesn't look right, where actually it's quite fine. Right, we're going to start. I'm going to put his eye near the top, not too big, a smallish eye. And we're going to do his beak. I'm going to do the top of his beak. I'm going to leave a small gap, and I want the top of the beak to come at kind of angles up slightly, and it's got a hook on the end for eating his fish. I'm going to come back down underneath the bottom of the beak, so you can see it's sort of angled up. Little line. And then here we're going to go from the point back, and we're going to join up to that little line. So there's no joining line here, it's open. We're going to then do the top of his head. I want a nice curve over his eye and back a little bit and down. And his neck this side, a curved line. Right, we're going to go down his back. An emperor penguin is one of the tallest penguins. We're going to curve our way down. It's not one of the tallest, it is the tallest penguin. But I'm going to do his flipper. He uses for swimming. I'm going to do a curved line. And up again, and then I want to bring it in a little bit closer to where I started, right at the end. Right, now I've got that flip, and I can do his tummy. His tummy's also going to come all the way down in a nice gentle curve. And we're going to curve around some more until he's about halfway. And we curve in this side a little bit, and we're going to put in his foot some feathers, and he's got pretty ugly feet. Close off the sides, just some straight lines, and we've got another straight line in the middle, and we put on his toes. Do his other foot is behind it. This is his leg, covered in feathers. Bring that foot down and do the same thing again. And that line. He also has a very little short tail, so I'm going to put it down at the bottom here, a little curved line. Coming out to a point, and then his feathers. Right, an emperor penguin is white and black, so we are going to do that pattern on him. We're going to start here, and at his neck I want a nice curved line that cuts off his head. And I'm going to do a teardrop shape that comes up and in again. He's got a black back and a white belly, so we're going to put that dividing line in. It's going to come down underneath the flipper and then down to the middle of his leg. So I don't want to make it too straight because it's nice. I want it to be nice and natural. And it's going to come down, and it's going to come down into his leg. Right, we can do the other flipper now. So I want the other flipper to match up with this flipper. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, and I want it to be the same. Right, there we go. All right, and we've finished drawing him. We're going to color him in now. We are going to use black and yellow, and we can use orange, and maybe we'll use a little bit of pink today. Let's start with his head. His beak, the underside of his beak, is sort of a pinky orangey color. So I'm going to start with some pink. And let me work in a little bit of orange. And then his black goes over the top of his beak. And his face and head is all black. I'm just coloring in lightly to start because I want to get a good covering, and then we're going to do dark and do his eye and leave a little sparkle. He also has this beautiful yellow sort of teardrop shape underneath here, and he has a bit of yellow that comes down his chest, some yellowy orange. I'm going to put that in as well. And I can fade out that yellow into the white. So getting lighter and lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter until it's white. It's a little bit orangey, so I'm going to gradate my orange into my yellow. And here as well, you can have a nice vibrant bit of orange coming down his chest here. And then it can gradate into the yellow. It is passing from one tone of a color into another. So I'm passing from orange into yellow. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave his belly white. This flipper here, the underside of his flippers are also white, so I'm not going to color that in, but I'm going to color in his body and his feet black. And after I'm finished giving him a good general coloring, we're going to come back and talk about how we can add his shading and his highlights and how we're really going to bring him to life. But first of all, we're going to start off with that good general coloring. Right, boys and girls, the reason why we give him a good coloring first is that it's easier to make tones and shades on a shaded surface, a surface that is not white. And also, it makes it so much less scary for us because we already colored him with black and we're just adding some finishing touches. And sometimes when we are drawing, what stops us from drawing is actually fear. So we're not going to be fearful, we're going to enjoy our drawing. And we're going to add in some more shades now. I want to leave a few areas that are going to be lighter. So around his eye and down his head a bit. I'm going to use my rule of thirds now, and I'm going to leave a highlight that comes down his back a little bit. So this black is going to come darker out. Down his fin, I'm going to leave a bit lighter. Also because I'm going to have dark black here. And then so I'll leave it a bit light on the side and darker on this side, and then that highlight's going to come down. So I'm going to darken him up, but I'm not going to make it completely dark. I want to leave some of those gray areas where I can see the sun shining off his sleek feathers, his sleek white feathers. It can be quite difficult to shade dark with a blunt pencil, so now's a good time just to give your pencil a slight sharpening, and that will make it much easier to get those nice dark tones. Here we go. Right, he's looking a bit more alive now. I can see his glossy coat. Remember, if we want something to look like it's going away from us, we make it darker. So his tail's underneath the back. If I make it darker, it will recede in my eye and gives that illusion of being further away. The same can go for this foot that is at the back. I can make it much darker and it will give the illusion of add to the illusion of being behind. Drawing is all about making an optical illusion, making something look 3D and lifelike even though it's just on a flat piece of paper. Alright, I'm happy with him. I'm going to take a little bit of blue, a little bit of light blue, and I want to, just down here at the bottom on his white, I want to give him a little bit of a shadow. You get that leg under there. And maybe I imagine the light reflecting off the ice around him. Nice icy blue. Again, that flip is at the back, so I'm going to give it a bit of shadow. I'm doing it very lightly, so maybe you won't be able to see it so well, but you can just see where I'm going. I'll make it a little bit darker for you. Now I don't want it to look too much like a cartoon, so I'm going to actually put in a little bit of black and a little bit of brown. This is brown. Now his feathers are white, but he can often get a little bit dirty on this part of his tummy as he kind of goes along. Putting just blue by itself looks a little bit like a cartoon, so nice to add in some different colors as well. And it's also just adding to that shape of him. Slowly round belly. My blue is also showing off my orange, because orange and blue are what we call complementary colors. They show each other off. Right, so I've got some blue and a little light bit of brown as well. I can imagine he's got a bit of a dirty tummy. Not too dirty, so we can see it better. Maybe a little bit down his feet as well. When we do shadows, we don't have to always use black for shadows. We can use blue, we can use brown, we can use any color you like, that works well. Right, I'm going to look at my picture now, and I'm going to have a last look and let my picture speak to me. Does it need anything else? Is there any area that looks unfinished, that looks rough, that is bugging my eye, that hasn't had enough attention? And I'm going to let my picture speak to me for a minute, and I'm going to do my last finishing touches. Right, boys and girls, there's our Emperor Penguin, the tallest and heaviest of all penguins, endemic to Antarctica, and I think he is so beautiful. So I hope that you enjoyed drawing him, and I'll see you tomorrow for more drawing.